Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see everyone in the chat. Lowell in the chat, Aid in the chat, Jay Pincho, good to see you as well. We are back probably for our last Blazor learning stream of January because it's literally the last Friday in January. Super excited to see everyone. Ooh, we got South Africa in the house, Nepal in the house. Whoa, awesome. Good to see everybody. Super rad to have you back. I know I sent this one out last minute, but I've been putting them up the night before I go live. So if you're subscribed to the YouTubes, then you'll see that notification in your stream. Of course, if you turn on that notification bell, then you get all the alerts and things like that as well. Yeah, super exciting. We've been doing all... Thanks, Aiden. Yes. Dude, it's ever-changing. Oh, from Kashmir. Whoa, cool, Fahim. That's awesome. Welcome. Yeah, and I've been messing around, as we know, this year. I've been kind of redoing the office a little bit over here. I do, of course, have my stream lights. We have a Windows update. That's fascinating. Over here, which is kind of coming in at different angles, giving me a little bit of light, which is nice. But then probably around 9:30, the light just beams right into my face. I can't see anything. So there's that. Miguel from Spain, good to see you. Love Spain. Can't wait to go back. Spent a lot of time in Valencia, which is one of my favorite parts of Spain over there. Got some friends over there. Yeah, I've been experimenting a lot in the last week, basically, thinking about lights and looking at streams and all sorts of different things. And these ones, I'm going to do a video maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday on these. These are the Nanoleaf elements. So they're not RGB, which was important to me. I'm not high tech crazy. Whoa, nice. Miguel's in Valencia. Cool. Yeah, dude, next time in Valencia, hit up all my Valencia folks. So cool. That is where all of the money went. The software CD. No, that one came out of my pocketbook. that one's for sure. Any money from the stream is like basically all donated. Every single month I make donations to a bunch of different charities, local and global, supporting different charities. Sometimes it's environmental, sometimes it's technology, sometimes it's different charities that are supporting like homeless in the area, things like that. So no more, Mr. Good Luck, no more streams on Twitch. Correct, you nailed it. Yeah, if you go back in time, I didn't do a video. I should do a video on Twitch, I guess. So if you have a subscription on Twitch, you should probably cancel that. There's only like a few people, I think, because they had like long-term ones, not like monthly ones there. So no, I moved over to YouTube because I've been building and doing a bunch of stuff on YouTube for the last year and a half and building up an audience over here. And I love streaming, but I can't really dedicate to do it every single week. So I came to YouTube for streaming because I sort of feel like with YouTube, I'm not tied down that I must come in and must stream, basically. You know what I mean? Where I definitely would like to every single week, but sometimes my schedule is not, up to date there. Let me send everyone the link to these Nanoleafs here that I have. These are the ones that I bought over here. They were a little bit cheaper than this. They were $230 for the starter pack. They're a little expensive, and I bought the expansion pack. I might buy another one to do some stuff down over here as well, but they're very fine. They're very nice. Oh, Mohammed in New York, good to see you as well. Dominican Republic, Emmanuel, good to see you as well. Very cool. Lots of people all over the globe in here, which is rad. Fahim says, any live sessions on Xamarin Forms? Yeah, I mean, tons of videos, obviously. And yeah, we'll probably do some live streams on a whole bunch of different stuff that I'm looking to build over time. So live streams are always sort of top of mind. What am I building? What am I doing? So totally. But yeah, I mean, I think maybe if I went back to Twitch, I'd want it to be different, unique content than what I produce here. I kind of feel like my YouTube is my home for developer content. And if I ever wanted to be a gamer streamer, maybe I would move over and do that on Twitch. It's hard to say. In general, that might be my thing. So that might be my jam. But I don't know if anyone wants to see me play video games. Probably not. So I mean, I've done it a few times, maybe pinball, but that might be my jam. If you're new to the stream, well, welcome. I'm James Montemagno. I, by day, work for Microsoft. By morning, pre-work and post-work in my spare time, I like to create videos here on YouTube, blog, build applications, answers everyone's questions over here. Whoa, Adrian's in Singapore. Rad. Oh, man, we were in Singapore not too long ago. aka before the pandemic, the year before the pandemic. Loved Singapore. It was really cool. We stayed in a like hotel outside of the main fancy area, but we love it over there. It was really cool. We went to some really cool bar. It's quite expensive. It was kind of like overlooking that patch of grass, like where the cool fancy hotel is at or whatever. I think we like went into that fancy hotel, but we didn't actually do anything. We didn't like go to the restaurant or anything. Yeah. Will you ever go over publishing? I can publish server apps, but can't figure out WASM. Oh, that's a good question, Charles. I think well, it depends on what you want to do with WebAssembly. Do you want it to be like a static web app? We did a Learn Live event, Blazor static web app. There's a Learn module as well. Like there's this one here. And then also, see, there's a Learn module. There's also this Learn module, which is really good, which is how to deploy a backend and a front end with Blazor WebAssembly to Azure Static Web Apps too. So that might be just kind of a good overview. I'm sure there's a lot in the publishing docs too there. But yeah, like if you're publishing WebAssembly, well, it depends if you need to run it all time or if it's just like is it part of an ASP.NET Core website or is it something else? But good question in general. But there are some docs there, so you might want to take a look at that. But at least that's Azure Static Web App. So if you are just hosting as Azure Static Web App, that might be the way to go. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. That's pretty cool in general. Yeah, you could also just publish your WebAssembly app as a server app, but there's that. You gave up on Xamarin and Maui. Will you go with Blazor anymore? No, man, I'm just learning Blazor. I'm learning Blazor because I'm excited to be able to blend Blazor technology into my .NET Maui applications. That's why I'm doing this, actually, which is quite exciting because with .NET Maui, you can build completely native apps, but you can also share web UI between your websites and your mobile applications as well. So I've been doing a lot of demos on Blazor hybrid applications, which I think is really exciting. To me, I got to build websites sometimes, and I want to do it in C#, so I got to learn Blazor. But also, I just shipped a brand new app like 4 weeks ago using Xamarin Forms. So I'm getting excited to, once GA, move it over to .NET Maui. So now you got .NET Maui, you got Blazor, you got all the things, man. So Mehmet, yeah, no worries. Hey there, from Nigeria, awesome. Ajorma, good to see you. Have I checked out minimal APIs? Totally. Like that is definitely how I want to build APIs in the future, basically. I like controllers, but actually the team built an entire learning path on minimal APIs. So if you're looking to get started, a whole bunch of people took it. Maybe we'll do minimal APIs one time. I built a skiing application for a cross-country Nordic skiing area over in the area as my holiday hack. So, yeah. No, check out my YouTube. Just click on the videos and you'll see Mehmet, all the videos. I just put out one recently on animations and what did I just do the other one on? Oh, .NET Maui Preview 12. I've covered every single one. And you're about to see a whole bunch of great content over on the .NET YouTube too. Yeah, the one that I was asking local weather about. Yeah, so that one is pretty cool. It is it's a pretty cool app that shows like grooming reports, weather reports, trail reports for people that are looking to go cross-country skiing. It's kind of a nice application because people only use it for like 4 months out of the year. So I have about 8 months to do maintenance on it. But that one's pretty cool. I just did that one for fun out there. Hint, how do you publish an APK in front of an AAB? You can't anymore. Google doesn't let you. You got to go AAB. AAB is the Android app bundle. It basically greatly reduces the size of your apps. Now, if you're going through like App Center, for example, hint, you can still deploy your APK for testing and things like that. or if you had some internal server that you were deploying your applications to, that would also work too. But AAB is the, you got to do a bundle. That's the tried and true. Yeah, software. I wish I knew what software's name was, because it's a software CDN. That's a funny part of YouTube. I guess all things. Yeah, those are the one I was talking about on the chat. Next month we're going to talk about next week on Merge Conflict, we're going to talk about CI/CD. Frank got all of his apps building in GitHub Actions, which is exciting. His Mac apps too. I totally want to do that. And then after that, we're going to talk about subscriptions as well. So, yeah. Hey, Alexis. There we go. Got it right. Cool. All right, so we're back. We have been working on our Microsoft Learn, not this one. This one. Go here, you go to the .NET, you go right here, Microsoft Learn, .NET, and then we've been doing this one, build web apps with Blazor. We're gonna get like a cool color. I don't know why it doesn't have a color. I need to ask someone why there's not a color. Look at all these icons. Ooh, this should have a new C# icon. I don't know why it doesn't have that. Yeah, I'm excited. He took my approach. But look at this. We've done 6 of 7. It says only 18 minutes remain in this entire thing. So this is the learning path that we've been doing. So I have an entire playlist about learning Blazor live on the YouTube's channel over there, which is cool. And you can check that out. But we did all these. Look at these. You got these checkboxes over here. That's all free interactive learning, which is cool. We've been doing pull requests along the way to fix up anything that's broken. If you were here last week, we had some funkiness over here with the build rich interactive components. I believe Fritz fixed that all up, which is great. Whoa, Milton, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that. Funny part about the subscription pop-ups, Milton just may have subscribed and not actually been watching this live stream at all. I don't know. Hint, yeah, you can't install an AAB format directly for testing. You can just install the APK though. You know, you can drag and drop it under your device or email it to yourself or whatever. But AAB is for like the App Store. Yeah. But if you use like App Center, for example, it will do both. It'll give you both. And in your CS Proj settings for your Android app, you can select if you want an APK or an app bundle for your output. So, and there's probably a way of doing both. So, yeah. So now we're doing this one. Now, this says 55331. Is it going to be true? Question mark, exclamation point. Nobody knows. So we'll find out in general. So this is the last module in here, which is build reusable components in Blazor. Now, the reason I am so excited about this specific module is because if you are a Blazor developer today, you can start building, or a non-Blazor developer, you can start building these reusable Blazor components that can then be leveraged in a Blazor app, or in an Angular app, or in a React app, or in a .NET MAUI application, which is really cool. So I'm really looking forward to this .NET MAUI plus Blazor. Even if you don't do a lot of Blazor stuff, imagine just really cool components and charts and graphs that you can shove into your applications today. Like, the ecosystem expands crazy ridiculously fast when you think about that. So we're going to start this up over here, and we're going to learn all about Razor class libraries. So I think that Blazor is a fascinating one, because you got these Razor class libraries, which like are kind of confusing, because you're like, I'm doing Blazor, why isn't it a Blazor class library? Well, Razor class libraries are class libraries that can be shared between Blazor applications and .NET MAUI Blazor applications too, because you build the UI with Razor syntax, which is pretty similar to HTML/XAML hybrid. And if you're using a lot of custom components, it's going to look very familiar. So like, for example, let's say you use something like fast.design. I'm just going to shove all these links over here. My internet's working. What's going on here? There we go. So Fast, for example, is an open source library. It's from Microsoft, to add, like, you know, the fluent adaptive UI, right? These really beautiful things, right? And you could put this in put it anywhere. You put it in your mobile app, you put it in your desktop app, you put it in your web app, and it works everywhere. So like, if you look at Blazor, imagine you're getting started And then like this is what your UI would look like, right? It would look like a Fluent card with a Fluent button with some appearance of accent, and then a click me. Then you give it like a click event basically, and bind that all up. So like that's really cool. I think just you have a bunch of things built in, but like that in general looks very similar. So this is like for the web, for non-Blazory stuff, but like if you're putting it in there, that's what it's going to look like. You just add those components, and they're all capitalized, which makes sense, which is nice. Not finding the switch to archive as APK format. Well, let's help hint really quick, and then we can continue on. Are you in a Maui app or in a Xamarin Forms app? Xamarin Forms app. In the output, we'll open up a project for you. You can Google it. But we're live, so I'm gonna help you. So here's the coffee app that I build all the time on the channel. So I went to properties. Working on IntelliSense. Come on, Visual Studio, wake up. There we go. So you go to the options. Android package format right there. So bundle APK, boom, right there under Android options. Done. And then like that will, yeah, so if you need to do it there, you just need to find the correct switch to do that. So probably if we put this hard-coded to APK, we unload this. A lot of the .NET MAUI stuff is not 100% documented yet, so you got to kind of go to the GitHub repo right now, right? They're working on a lot of that. But basically, like, you'd want to add something like this. There you go. Basically there. Yeah. Jefferson says, I have a Blazor server app and I'd like to migrate it to WASM without stopping the current. Is there a current application to a class library the best approach? Yeah, what I would do, what I would do if I were you, is, your Blazor application today is just an ASP.NET Core app. So you should take your Blazor stuff and shove that in a Razor class library that can be shared with your main app. And then you can then toggle that switch over there to Blazor WASM. But then you should ask yourself, like, why are you doing that? Like, is there a reason? Are you going to get benefits trade-offs? Does it need offline? Oh, I should tell you about my coffee. My current coffee is Linear San Francisco coffee. My sister got me a... Is that what it is? Yeah, this is the coffee that my sister got me a subscription for. Was Linear Coffee over the holidays. I've been here. They have awesome waffles. Very cool. My good friend Craig. She sent me like a coffee subscription. I think I might have this one maybe. I'm not exactly sure which one exactly it is. Aiden, yes. You would have APK for debug builds, AAB for release. That is correct. Whoa, Edward, thank you for the subscription. Thanks for hanging out and being part of the squad. Yes. But yeah, you can create a release configuration for store and then change it there. That's totally valid. All right, back to Razor Class Library. So that's a good approach. Jefferson's asking like that, right? So we're actually going to kind of learn this example here. So instead of just, here's the Blazor server with the Razor Class Library, you can do the same thing over here. And then you can toggle it back and forth. And, if you go to like the .NET website, this live button up here, this is a Blazor WebAssembly pre-rendered over here. And the rest of the app is ASP.NET Core. So the entire .NET Live TV is a Razor class library that is ingested basically into this here. You know what I mean? So that's an approach there that you'd want to take. Oh, yeah, here you go. So suppose we work at a consulting firm where we build web apps for various clients. You've got a collection of web features like a modal window component, like this thing. That's cool. You want to share pizza and all your pizza apps. To save time, you want to create a reusable component that I can use across applications. With Razor class libraries, we can. So here we're going to create a Razor class library to accomplish the goals, present a modal dialog box, using customize the modal dialog box in the Blazor app, and then package it up to use it with other apps, which is cool. Which jacket? Oh, the Linear coffee person? Do they have a jacket? I don't know which jacket you're talking about. Oh, this is Jeff's jacket. Yeah, for Blazor. It's a blazing blazer. If you haven't watched Jeff, you should definitely watch Jeff all the time. He's always talking about Blazor. If you want more Blazor stuff, check out Jeff on Twitch. Twitch.tv/C#Fritz over there. He's probably right there. Look at that. He's probably live right now. Yeah, because he always talks about Blazor all the time. He's been wearing this for a while. It's pretty cute. Yeah, if you want more, Brendan, if you want more Blazor stuff, Jeff's great. He also streams on Monday on the .NET YouTube with it, which is Learn C# with C#Fritz. It's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So let's do it. We're gonna do it over here. Okay. All right, we're gonna create a new project. Ooh, we're doing it in. You can create a Razor class library in Visual Studio through the typical new dialog box. I might like highlight this Razor class library one because class library is there, but that's a small tweak. We can also create it via, through the command line. So Razor class lib, O is the project name. Says here, the template delivers a component 1 that demonstrates several different features. Ooh, we got CSS specific to that Razor file. Is conditional. Okay, cool. Static content like images, JavaScript files that are available in Blazors at runtime are referenced in the dub root. So there is a dub root. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. .NET code that executes functions reside in the included JavaScript file. So the interop that we learned about last week, you can still do that in class libraries. So this is great. Look at this. What's the difference between a class library and a Razor class library? So the first is that we have this project here, Microsoft. Let me bump this up one more time here. Microsoft.NET Razor class library. This is all the same. So these are the defaults, but we see the supported platform include browser, and then this ASP.NET Core web components. Yep. The initial Razor component delivered is simple. It has a div, rad. This will interact with other Blazor components and pages that reference it in the same way that you would expect. Okay, cool. Ooh, static asset delivery. The contents of the dub root folder will be referenced relatively among the other contents of the folder. So my component, background, image, background here. The contents of the dub root folder are available to be referenced by hosted apps. So you got to include this thing, basically, is what it's saying. Is you got to, if you're adding it as a reference, then you have to basically have this include there. Yeah, Blazor Train guy, that's a great point. He does do a whole bunch of Blazor videos over there from start to finish, which is rad. So here we go. .NET add reference. I've never done that. That's cool. I guess, add package. If you're doing NuGet, cool. Razor class libraries can ship with what type of content? Everything? Everything. Nice. I wonder if Tim Corey probably has a bunch of videos. I don't know if who else does. There's probably a whole bunch of amazing Blazor authors. Also like Blazor University, I think .com, I want to say. Oh, cool. And this exercise will create a simple modal dialog that can be included and referenced in other Blazor apps. Oh, this is cool. So for example, let's say you create a custom modal dialog box. You want to include that in, .NET MAUI application. Boom. All right, let's bust this puppy open. I think I'm going to do a new code. VS Code. Oh, I have it installed. That's good. Let's do close folder. All right. We're going to do new terminal. And what I like to do here for these actually is make this a little smaller. Make this I don't have like a good like layout in fancy zones for this, but maybe one day I will. You have Docker on your machine. I do have Docker on my machine. How did you know? Okay. Let's make this a little bit smaller. All right. So I can read it. And then let's make sure that you can all see it. Good layout, James. No, I'm good right now. Okay. So we want to terminal. Oh, we have a terminal here. That's cool. Let's bust this open. .NET --list SDKs. Cool. So we got .NET 6 and the current preview because I have Visual Studio 2022, preview 3, 4 installed. All right. So we're going to do this. So let's go to our desktop. Open folder, desktop. Cool. And then, yeah, let's do terminal. Paste in this command. So this is going to create a new class library called first class library with net 6 here. So this is going to force it there, which would be good. So let's do that. Doing some stuff. And then we can do what I like to do then is do open folder again, desktop, first class library. Boom. No, you're gonna have to add that manually. Hint. That's what you're gonna need to do, like into your, CS proj. You need to. There's like code in there that says if on Android, then you can say if in release, then switch it basically to override the default. Kim, I don't know if he does Blazor stuff. He definitely does a lot of coded UI stuff. That's for sure. Which is cool. All right. Let's close this down. All right, so we want to rename this component to modal. I'll just call it modal. All right, and then also this Razor CSS2 to modal. I could have just left it as component 1, I think, but we'll just leave it here. Okay. Add the following Razor. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so into the Razor file. So if I run this, I can't really run or do anything, but we're gonna copy this Razor in here. Let's see what that does. All right, cool. So we learned a lot about what's happening here. So there's a Boolean that says if show, generic show, there. Jamal says, why Blazor application file is very large and it takes a while to load the application? Well, you might be running in debug mode. You definitely want to check out the latest features of .NET 6 Jamal, which has like advanced linker and capabilities in it. And additionally, you want to make sure that when you install Visual Studio, if you're doing WASM, the WebAssembly version, make sure that you have under your web components, you want this thing here. See this? .NET WebAssembly build tools. That is the advanced linker, compiler, and optimizer, which will do ahead of time compilation and shrink it down to deploy those applications smaller and faster. Yeah. All right, so this is just a bunch of HTML. So this is totally fine. So we have a, what else do we have in here? We have a background image, beautiful, and JS interop. I don't think we have any. There's not like any bootstrap or anything, so I don't think. Oh, here's an example of interop. Oh, that's cool that it just like shows you that how to do that. That's cool. Hint, I sent it to you in the chat. You have to add it. I recommend going to Microsoft. I can't directly help you on stream. I'm not that tech savvy to do both. What you want to do is go to Q&A and go to .NET and then just ask a question somewhere in there. That's all I can do, man. Okay, so if you look at this puppy, we got a dialog container, another div, lots of divs, a title, which is bound, child content, which we learned about composable views. This is like a template, and then a dialog button. So we have a on cancel, at confirm, and that's cool. There's like a cancel text and a confirm text. So if we look further down, what do we have? we have a bunch of parameters that we can pass in. So we have a string, a cancel text, okay. Ooh, I kind of like okay better. I'll capitalize my personal opinion. And then a Boolean of show over here. And then we have some callbacks. Okay. So that's pretty simple. Like this is a pretty easy looking app. Oh, and then we have CSS. So we open the CSS file. Boop. So this is just a bunch of CSS. I'm glad that Jeff, who wrote this, just gave us all the CSS. That is nice. So I don't never want to learn CSS, basically, which is great. So cool. So we got some, ooh, there's keyframes. There's actually like a blend. That's cool. I'm really a fan of these, like different things, these animations that are built in. That's so cool. Dialogue or container entry. Is there like an exit? That'd be cool too. Oh, entry. Dialogue entry. Ooh, look, there's like a translate. Man, I like CSS transforms. They're so nice. I don't know. That's cool. Nice. So we got some CSS. Car. All right, so now we have to create a new Blazor app. Okay. Interesting. So create a new Blazor app in a folder next to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do cd ... And we're going to create a Blazor server app. You could do this as a WebAssembly app too. We're going to create that there. So what we want to do is, I'm actually going to close this. And what I'm going to do is on my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder called RCL. I'm going to add these two things in it, and then I'm going to open that in VS Code. I think that'll be easier to kind of see the two over here. So now we have the first class library and the Razor one here, which is nice. Terminal. Okay. So, okay, cool. Yes. Yeah. So if we go into our CD my Blazor server, it says add the, we can execute in the, let's add a reference. I didn't know you could just do this. Boop. That's cool. So what that should have done is added this reference right here, which gives us a reference to that CS proj. So we could have done that manually as well, but we decided to use that fancy .NET add feature. That's cool. So let's make it easier to reference the modal component by adding an entry into the Razor import. So we're in our app now, and we're going to add at using first class library. That's cool. It just pops up because I've opened that folder here. I like that. And then now we can add a modal component anywhere. Oh, what? That's easy. And there's a show true. Okay. Check your work. It just says run it. It should just be, there should be like a .NET run or some .NET watch. Let's do this. My first modal dialog. Now we can add this. It doesn't say where to add it. Also, we want to show this the show parameter. I think here I'd probably say in what file. So I think here we should go into pages, index, and then let's put this under the survey. Right? Now we can add it. Let's add the component and give it a title. We also want to set the dialog to the show. So I think here we add show. Right? Is that where we want to put it? I think. Index.razor, Jay says as well. Okay. Let's do .NET. Let's do watch. Let's see if watch will work for us here for the hot reloads. Okay. All right. So, oh, it says this is my first modal dialog. I don't know if that worked. Oh, I don't think it. I don't know if this saved. Let's do Let's do CD first class library. It'd probably be easier in .NET build. I'm assuming I have to build it. Okay. There are a few warnings here. Non-nullable values, but that's okay. CD my Blazor server .NET build. .NET watch. I'm assuming when I do .NET, it should do both. Oh, okay. It's not really a... It didn't pop up, though. I mean, definitely added it there. I feel like it's... Did I not reference this? Oh, the CSS is in there. Huh. How do I get it to pop up on top of there? Because we have this, but I sort of feel like the CSS was not applied. You know what I mean? Two problems in this file. Okay. I can just do that. Oh, I removed the razor. Oh, Wyco. One, thank you for being a member. Also, is it, oh, let's go back. You're right. How did it remove that thing? Oh, no. Okay, so razor.css. Okay, so let me do that. Rename dot Greg as well. Thank you. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. I was like, it made sense. I was like, oh, it doesn't look like the stuff is being executed. Okay, so let us shut it down. What if .NET Watch will rebuild both projects? It's a reference. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So this should ideally work. Oh, hey-o. Hey-o. Now, does mine look like... I totally left I left the module. I left the module, people. Now, how come it's not over there? You know what I mean? Together. Brendan, thank you for being a member. Super appreciate that. Welcome to the Co-Monkey Crew. Make some awesome donations to local and global charities. And of course, get cool badges now. And a bunch of other stuff. We'll do some exclusive streams and whatnot. I can't really do anything because I guess it's not actually rigged up to close it. I get it. But yeah, there's no... Yeah, I think here what you'd want to do is... I'm kind of curious to kind of explore this a little bit. Because here you could do like... what is it? On... Man, how do we do that? We just learned on cancel. So I think we went into counter and we grab some code. I'm fascinated if we did... Right, and then we did bool show. This would be true. Show equals false. At show. At cancel. I think that works, right? Yeah. Heyo, look at that. I'm a web developer. Nice. Boop. And then here, if we, let's say we added a button. Let's add a button over here to open. And then I did open at. Then we had there we go. All right, so we do false first. I like this actually. I think this should be like added. Cancel. Look at that. I think also you can do like on okay. On confirm. Oops. Yeah. I'll just do cancel again, right? Because it'll just close it. Open, close. Now I don't know why. Where is the return code for OK cancel? So yeah, what happens, great question, is what happens is we can actually see over here that in the component, there is ML. I wonder if there should be MR and there should be ML. I don't actually know if that does anything. No. So what this does is there's an on click, which is a parameter. So it's an event callback. So basically I'm saying, hey, modal component, when somebody calls on confirm, which is or cancel, it just toggles these true and false basically here. So here I can do open, and then I could decide, right? So for example, I could say, let's do like a private string, status, right? I'll say empty, okay? And then here I could do like a h2 at status, okay? And then we could say cancel and then confirm. Then here I would say status equals cancel, right? And then here I could do status equals confirm, right? And then here I could do, instead of calling at here, I'd say on confirm. Is that what I called it? Yes. Save that. Should be able to do this. And then we can see confirm, cancel. That's pretty neato. That's pretty neato. Now I don't know why the CSS is not back and forth there, but you know, there's that. So this is cool because then you can put anything inside of here. So you could put an image or other things in there. Whoa. Kind of, yeah, interesting. Nice. All right, so we did it. That was pretty simple, and I like the cascading effects. If I was to extend this, I would maybe put that stuff in there. You know what I mean? Add a little bit of code, add this code, blah blah blah, and then go from there. Which is cool. Maybe we do that next though. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. It says package a Razor class library. Ooh, okay. So packaging class libraries is a common task. NuGet packaging makes it trivial for any developer to acquire .NET references. So here, let's say we wanted to take that modal and then share it with the world. You would configure the NuGet packages with all this information over here. So this is what it may look like. So give it a package ID, a version number, a company, etc., etc. And then add this flag, generate package on build. That's cool. And then we can do .NET pack. Okay, I should probably read these things. So package ID is the package identifier, which is unique across all of NuGet. The default is the assembly name. That's good to know. Same with the author and the company, and then here's the specific version. Suffix. Okay. So what property is the default value for the package ID? So according to this, all of the assembly names are the defaults. So that's cool. Let's do that. Boom. Bam, did it. All right. So let's do this. I'm ready. We will first update the first class library with properties that will allow it to be packaged for deployment to a NuGet package. So let's open this up and let's do it. So here we're going to add another. So this is in I think, okay, so we can put it inside the, let's probably remove this thing here. So we can put this right in here, or we could add a whole new, like if we wanted to, we could add a whole new, because you can have as many property groups as you want. Right, and we could add it in there too, so we could just do something like that. Also works. If we wanted to. Would you call, would just like to call a function, oh, how would you call it manually? I mean, you would have to set up something in your dialog box. I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. I think that would have to be some JavaScript-y interop thing, Greg. I'm not really positive. That's a good question. There's probably some asynchronous stuff that you would have to do there in general. Not positive. Instead of these callbacks, you mean? Yeah, you'd have to probably change some things around, I think, to do that. Okay, let's pack this thing. Okay, cool, I'm ready. Let's go into here. We've changed a bunch of stuff. Oh, did we add this thing? Oh, .NET pack. Okay, so we're doing a pack manually. Okay, so let's check that out. So let's go into our terminal and say cd first .NET build. And then we'll do .NET pack. And that should give us a NuGet package, is what it's saying. Let's close all these. So if I go into here, we have bin, debug. Oh, there it is. Here's our NuGet package. Now, a cool thing you can do is, like, if you go to NuGet.org and let's say you search for, I don't know, Xamarin Forms. You can click on one and then you can open it in the NuGet Package Explorer or Frank's Fugit as well, which is kind of cool. This one is more of a package explorer. So this is like, I could come in and explore like what's in that NuGet package as well, like in this thing here. It's kind of cool. But I think you can also like open, and then on my desktop, RCL, bin, debug, I can upload that. And then I can see what's in here. So we got build, multi-targets, transitives, props. There's a library, so first class library, some static assets. So there's that JavaScript and CSS that's in there. That's cool. So you can do that. You can just go to NuGet.info, which is pretty cool. Claire did that, which is cool. She has a desktop app as well. I have it right here. So I could have just opened up the NuGet Package Explorer as well. And then like opened it up here. So I could do desktop, RCL, here, bin, debug, boom. A little bit faster, but there you go. It's all in there too. A little bit more icons. I like that. Anyways, it's cool. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. This is really fascinating. So I would probably never do this, but I do like that this exists, which is go add a package from this directory manually. Ooh, that's cool. So in the same folder, execute this command. So we're going to go into... This is a good module. This is kind of cool. So we're going to go in here. We're going to come into here. We're going to delete this project reference, right? So we no longer have it. And then we're going to do cd my Blazor server, put this in. So what this is doing, saying add a NuGet package, which is going to be called, as we know, my first class library, whatever version it is, doesn't matter, which lives in this directory. So let's add it. Boop. And that should add it right here. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how it knows how to find it. Interesting. Okay. Check your work. Did the new package install properly? Can we start the... That's not the name of it, but yeah. Navigate to the browser. I think you just do .NET run. So I do .NET... Oops. .NET run. Okay. Open. Boom. Still works. That's cool. And I should be able to like prove that that is actually running because let's look. Let's do .NET clean, .NET build, .NET run. And then we should be able to open that up. Chili, thank you for the subscription. Super appreciate that. Yeah, there it is. Totally works. Bam. Amazing. Done. So that's pretty neat. So what we kind of learned is that you can just reference this manually. But now if I make changes, right, to the first class library, I got to publish a new version, then restore it and do that whole thing, basically. But yeah, this is cool. That's nice. So if you're building these class libraries, you should, you can set these up and you can include multiple ones in your app, which is really nice. Now, I think we didn't have to do anything in our, where's it at? There's like a, not imports. Oh, I just missed somebody. Thank you for subscribing, whoever it was. I missed it. Host stuff. Yeah, and layout. See, I don't think we actually need to add any of the CSS because it's bundled in. It's not in that folder. We're not using it. We're just putting it in here, which is nice. See you software, have a good one. Yeah, the hope was this is a shorter stream anyway, so we might just have it complete. Yeah. Adrian, great question. Adrian asks, what is the difference between .NET Run and .NET Watch? Great question. So when you call .NET Run, that is going to build your application. So under the hood, it calls .NET Build, which builds your application. And then it just runs it. So it's the same as just running your application. So there's nothing special. Imagine like running it without debug mode in Visual Studio. So it's just running automatically there via the command line. Now, when you do that, though, it's your app is just up and happening, and it's just executing it there, and it's running it inside the terminal. When you call .NET Watch, which used to be called .NET Run Watch or Watch Run, basically what .NET Watch does is it does the same steps. It will build your application, it will run your application, but it enables hot reload in your application. So what that enables you to do, if we flip back over here, is right now, let's say I come into this application and I change index. So let's say we add like a bunch of buttons, a bunch of statuses here. Nothing's happening, right? Over here. But it's because it's just running. It's not linked up to be listening for changes or anything like that. And it just runs my application. Now, if I do .NET Watch, okay, it's going to run my application. The key difference is if we actually scroll up here, we see this. It says hot reload enabled. See that? So what that does is it enables hot reload. So now, say open that up, and I come over here and I remove these and hit save. Gone. You saw the little checkbox up there. Let's move this away. So let's put that back. See that little checkbox? Hot reload's enabled, so boom, it just pops up right there on top of it. It's pretty cool. So that's what the .NET Watch does. Now that is the same. Like when you go into Visual Studio, like I'm in VS Code, so I'm just doing stuff via the command line. But if you go into Visual Studio and you do debug, it will debug and run your application and enable hot reload. And additionally, even if you go into Visual Studio and you hit run without debugging, it also just does a .NET Watch as well. So it's only when you're doing stuff via the command line there. So when would you use one versus the other? Well, if you're looking to like just test a quick, I mean, I don't know, you could just always use watch, to be honest with you. But I guess if you're just doing run and you just want to verify something really quick, you're not making changes, anything like that, you would do that. But I think probably, you know, watch is like the default behavior that you'd want to go to in general, probably. But if you're aiming to do like tons of changes, you don't want stuff just looking and doing stuff, you would use run for a one-off, basically. Yeah. Oh, this actually tells you to do .NET Watch. Good. Perfect. You did it. Oh, I did it. Continue. We should probably get these mad points. We did it. We did this stuff. We crushed it. Unlocked that achievement. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, that's pretty good. I like it. I like hands-on learning. Submit. Thanks. Ba, 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 ba. Well, we not only learned how to do this today, we also got a trophy with cool animations right here showing us how to do that, which is super cool. I like it. I like it. That's cool. There's probably some areas to improve in that flow of the different folders, but yeah, interesting. Very cool. We got so much XP. Mad HP. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Good to see you. We did it. Wow. I'm at level 6, so I don't know what that means, but that's pretty dope. So we did it. If we go back over here, I did it. I did it all. Got all the XP. Look at that. Amazing. Boom. Yeah, Greg, good question. So one cool thing, let me show you that off. So imagine right now let's say I'm in .NET Watch over here, okay? Now, one thing that is of interest is imagine I do, I do something that is like not allowed. I don't know what would not be allowed. Maybe that? No. Let's say we delete all this. And then we like delete all this. Okay, so that's good. So this is kind of what I wanted to show off is if you do this in Visual Studio, you'll get a pop-up basically, because like what has happened here is I did this thing called a root edit. And what has happened is that I've changed so much of the code base, like I just deleted the entire code class, that it doesn't know how to like make those changes, right? So it can't reload it here at all. So if I go to make changes, it's not going to do it. So it's going to ask me, do you want to restart your app? All right. So if I do that, let's say if I click over here and do some stuff, it's going to say yes, no, always, or never. So I have to hit A, which is always. And what this will do is it will try to rebuild it, which apparently I have a build error. There we go. So let's remove that. There we go. And reload it. And now it's reloaded it right there for me. I can add another survey back over here, save it, and then it hot reloads it again. So it kind of does that, and it'll do its best to try to save state as well, which is kind of nice. But yeah, so you can let it restart your kind of application, but it keeps the browser open, which is kind of nice. So if you're making substantial changes there, and then, you know, this is one of the first iterations of it, so I'm sure a lot more to come, which is great. Cool. All right, I think this is a short stream today. I think we did it. My team is having a team hackathon, so I'm going to go probably hang out with them. We're going to be working on some awesome workshops, which is super exciting as well. But yeah, we did it. I learned a lot. I actually learned, I like the part of how to embed the Razor class library into that, because you would go through the same patterns of doing that for like a .NET MAUI Blazor application, which I think is super rad. So that's super cool. Is Blazor the future? I think Blazor is a core fundamental piece of the story. I mean, it's built into ASP.NET. It's GA. It's been GA for quite a long time. Lots of people using it. Microsoft using it in production today. I mean, it's part of ASP.NET. It's not a separate thing, right? So think of Blazor as a framework inside of ASP.NET, just like Web API, MVC, Razor pages, which are all supported. It's a big ecosystem at the end of the day. But no, I think it's a key fundamental piece of the entire story. So yeah, I love it. So I think that, you know, it's not going anywhere. Does web technology or other technology change over 10 to 20 years? Probably. I mean, that's literally the internet. You know, we're using different stuff, but as far as the core technology, I love it. Aiden says, really cool that the components can be wrapped into a NuGet. Yeah, that's the cool part there. Kwong, thank you so much for the subscription, which is awesome. Yeah, that to me is really cool. Yeah. I spent a lot of time using Silverlight back 15 years ago, I guess, one of my first jobs out of college. I mean, I think the difference with something like Silverlight versus something such as Blazor and WebAssembly is that, you know, WebAssembly itself is an open standard, right? It's not a Microsoft standard. It's not a Microsoft piece of technology. So the browsers support them, and there's a, you know, standard that's outside of it, right? So, you know, you could ask the Rust community, the Go community, the C++ community, right? The same thing. They're all also going over to use WebAssembly to run apps in the browser. So for me, it's a core essential piece of the web now, right? And it's really hard to change the web. So I think it depends, right? Which is like, you know, if you're looking to build applications, what are you looking to build? Are you looking to build awesome web apps? Well, the nice part about ASP.NET Core is that you can build web apps. You can blend in Angular or Vue or React. You can blend in Blazor, make a whole Blazor app. You can bring that stuff to .NET MAUI, which is really cool. If you want to build, you know, desktop apps and mobile apps, you got .NET MAUI to do that, which built on top of that core infrastructure, right? So the core infrastructure of ASP.NET is there. So I think is rad. A lot of questions people ask too is like, what about, you know, Xamarin and Xamarin Forms? Well, you know, those have been brought into .NET 6, right? So you can upgrade and migrate your iOS and Android apps to .NET 6, which takes like pretty much no time at all. It's just a CS proj change. And then you can migrate your Xamarin Forms apps to .NET MAUI as well, which is something I'm definitely going to be doing, probably maybe even live on the stream or do a video or something like that. So we'll go there. Yeah. But yeah, Khaled, like if you want, you can like start with building a web app with ASP.NET. You can blend in a little Blazor, all Blazor. You can kind of do whatever you want, right? Based on what your needs are. Especially if you kind of want to get away from that JavaScripty world in general, then that would be a go-to. Any other questions from the chat? Yeah, I think I'm a big, like, I think that UI changes, Greg. Obviously, you're in a DOM, you're in a XAML thing. So I think like making the UI changes, like when it's XAML hot reload is there too. Would love to see that migration. Yeah, there's a doc on how to do it manually today. They're working on some command line tools, which are also really great too. So shouldn't be that hard though. Because, you know, the thing with iOS and Android, if you're not doing Xamarin Forms, it's just literally a CS proj change. That's pretty much it. But for Xamarin Forms, like you can keep the other projects and just upgrade your .NET Standard library. Like that's one approach to take, and then upgrade each of the other projects. Then to move it into single project, you just got to figure out where and how you want to move those files, basically, which shouldn't be that bad. Cool. We did it, everyone. We crushed our Microsoft Learn module. Boom. All of the past videos where we're learning Blazor and doing stuff together are all right on this channel down in a playlist. You can go check those out, which is super cool. I think that's it. I think it's a short stream today. 1 hour, 10 minutes. We totally did it. Appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm going to go work and crush some code there. Okay. Well, I guess Greg asked a quick question. If WASM could gain more rights, would it make .NET MAUI obsolete? Well, no, like, so if you're bringing Blazor into .NET MAUI, for example, that doesn't use WASM, that uses just the .NET runtime that's there. WASM's for web, right? So I think you'll see a lot more WASM-based applications on on mobile applications, but of course, like, you know, WASM has its own, you know, implications of, you know, running still in the browser, right? But I think with .NET and Blazor, if you are a web developer, there's always going to be like web developers and native app developers, right? That's always going to be a thing forever. I don't think it's ever going to change. People thought that it was going to go one way or another way. It's not. You know, you just want to enable those hybrid scenarios. In my personal opinion, it's like you just have different types of developers. That's just what it is, and different types of apps that require different types of things. So if more people are building web apps, I want to bring them to mobile. Well, .NET MAUI will enable that scenario, right? So if you're doing Blazor apps, you can just bring the whole app over if you want. But the benefit is that you get to run, you know, not on WASM and on .NET runtime, but additionally you get to access all those native APIs and integrations, and you can blend in native controls as well. Advanced topics like authentication. You know, I need to talk to the authentication team on that too. A lot of that stuff is documented as well, but yeah, it would be fascinating to go through and understand the authentication options there. Adrian's on a Windows PC to make iOS apps. I mean, if you try the iOS hot restart, you can plug your iPhone into your Windows machine and deploy for Xamarin Forms. That's what I use often. Seems to work pretty well for me, at least. But you do have to have an Apple developer account as well to do that. But I mostly do a lot of my Windows and Android stuff and then kind of move over there. Cool. All right. I'm going to dip out. I'm going to go crush some code. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I know this was a shorter stream, but I enjoyed all the chit chat, everything going on. I guess that's it. I don't know if I'm going to stream next week. We'll find out. You can subscribe to the channel, and then you'll find out whenever I post or don't post. Depends what's going on at work and if I have a topic that I want to stream. But that's a part of moving to YouTube that I wanted to do, is not have a dedicated schedule. I did want to kind of do this first, you know, learn module 7-week thing or 6-week thing, but go from there. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Super appreciate it. Thanks to everyone for being a subscriber, for being a member. Might do like a, you know, stream for the members at some point. I don't know. We'll see there. Appreciate it. But yeah, have a great weekend. It's Friday over here. I'm excited for the weekend, and we're almost in February, which is crazy. So until next time, see y'all later.